Hi guys, I'm just making sure you guys can hear me. I lighted some sage to clear the energy. Let me let it move some more. Sorry if you hear the noises, my little one in the living room. But he's gonna be part of the video. So today's video it's about taking back your power. So I want to see what spirit message is for you when it comes to taking back your power from whatever situation you may be going through where you feel like you need some sort of support. This could be maybe something challenging or difficult. Maybe for some of you, I just get that you're being told to really detach and walk away, but you don't know how. And sometimes that is the difficult part, how to get your power at that moment, in that moment to take action, right? So let's see. So I'm gonna be using my tarot, and I also have this deck. It's from Rebecca Campbell, Work Your Light. So I felt called to use this one. I haven't used it in a while, and I'm also going to use some oracle from or messages from the Power of Surrender. Okay, so let's see what the messages will be like for you guys. So let's see. What do you guys need to know when it comes to taking your power back? And I just keep hearing some of you are just going to have to really make that choice, decisions to really walk away. So I'm just, but it requires you courage, right? To walk away. Because sometimes we just, some people it's hard for them because of the unknown, like what's going to happen next, or like what should I do next, or is it the right thing, right? Like questioning it. So sometimes we just need that small little push, and you're just I feel like if you are here watching this video, it's because you're looking for those answers. Believe me, I've been in a situation very similar, and there was a time where I just couldn't. I needed, I'm still in this situation dealing with it, but I was praying, and I asked the universe, God, the creator, if I'm meant to get out of here, um give me a way out. And the way things, came into my life and helped me and give me that push, it wasn't the best, but it's the push I needed. And I am actually working my way out from, like a situation right now. But anyway, let's get started. How can the viewer get their power back? Okay, we have the Seven of Swords and the reverse. So one of the things I'm starting to get with the Seven of Swords, it's confronting your fears, right? Confronting what is it that you fear the most in regards to you taking that action to get where you want to be, or, again, taking your power back in some sort of way, some sort of situation. For some of you, this is about using logic or common sense, or maybe even some sort of strategy as well, right? I feel like for some of you, you will be getting some sort of answers, or some sort of like solution, or there's something that maybe is going to make sense to you to put like a plan together, whatever that may be. Let's see what else what you guys need to know when it comes to taking your power back. All right, we have the Queen of Cups here. So definitely some of you are using your intuition on this one. I feel like a lot of you are very intuitive, it's stepping into your feminine energy. For some of you, you being also very creative when it comes to a situation here that I feel like it's definitely going to be testing you, but at the same time, it's also going to be putting you out of your comfort zone, right? But I do keep going back to the Seven of Swords and the reverse in regards to also you seeing the truth, because I feel like that's also going to really help you by accepting the facts of what's happening, not what it could be, but right now, like what has happened and what's happening right now that is affecting you and holding you back from actually being the best version of yourself, right? I know some of you are looking definitely for a change, maybe a desperate change. Um, but again, I feel like you watching this video, or whoever comes and watches this video, there's like a feeling of feeling desperate, um, trying to, like I said, find a way in order for you guys to move on from a situation. Let's see what else. How do you get your power back? We have the Six of Cups and the reverse. I feel like a lot of you, what's connecting you to this person or situation, whatever it may be, I feel like it's that history that you may have, that connection, right? The memories that's still kind of attaching you to the past. And like I said, there's something here, especially with the Seven of Swords in the reverse, because this is clarity. This is, things coming to the light, giving you clarity, giving you that push that definitely you're going to be like, all right, now I have some facts, right? Because let's be honest, facts over feelings, right? We can't really you know, let's say if you're trying to get out of a relationship, and you feel sad that there's a decision or choice that you have to make in order to leave this relationship. But the facts are that maybe the person is not putting the effort with you. They're just not giving you what you want, what you need, right? You can't. That's not how things work. So again, another thing is about you kind of reconsidering that that yeah, maybe you have had a very beautiful connection, attached to this person or this situation or people or even family, children, whatever this may be. But that's one of the issues here when you are just, focusing on that. And life is saying you need to keep moving forward. So you can't really just, um, hold on to the past as an excuse. So, all right, let's see. How can you take your power back from this situation, person, place, or thing? It could be a job as well too. We have the Three of Pentacles in reverse coming through here again. It's another card of cooperation, of maybe this could be also like a job. This could be like people also holding you back. It could be friendships as well. There's also some sort of emotional unresolved issue that I do see here that needs to kind of be addressed, brought up. For some of you, this could be related to some hurt and pain. I do sense some of you, there could be like a feminine figure. For some of you, it could be a mother or it could be a sister or something in regards to some sort of past situation that it's kind of really affecting you. And I do see this Three of Pentacles as some sort of blockage for you to kind of really move forward, right? Like there's like a wall kind of preventing you. But I feel like for some of you, um, this wall is necessary in order for you to actually confront some sort of issues from the past, right? Yeah, for some of you, this is the past that could be holding you, but at the same time, for some of you, whatever makes sense here for you in this reading, it's about actually understanding that maybe things and situations in the past, kind of processing that, kind of saying, all right, I already lived this, it's already happened, it's in the past, I cannot go back, I cannot bring it back. It's about you actually finding a solution right now. And for some of you, not like I said, this is a general reading, but I do get two energies. Some of you need to actually confront this past situation. You need to kind of see it how it is, accept it, process it, and move on. And for some of you, this is also a situation that is holding you back because you still have some sort of emotional attachment to that or person or place or thing. For some of you, I do see like some sort of job as well. Let's see. How can you take your power back? We have another the Ten of Pentacles and the reverse. So the first thing I heard when I started this reading is you need to make sincere effort to really walk away, right? And you also need to realize that there's a situation here that's not working. At least it's not working in your favor. Maybe you feel like it's not for you anymore. You're not feeling yourself not happy and content in some sort of way. You're definitely, losing here with the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. For some of you, you could be losing money. You could be losing, um, instability, like things doesn't really quite fit with who you are or where you're meant to go, right? There's something here that is out of balance. There's an energy here of you trying to, become the best version of yourself. Maybe for some of you, this is a different path that you are meant to go on to in your life. Maybe a spiritual path. Like I said, I do sense here some sort of job energy. For some of you, there's a very big energy of family. Maybe family, something in your family, something, some sort of, maybe even traditions. Maybe you're coming from a family with a lot of like traditions, like or where, let's say, you're a family of doctors, and now you're supposed to be a doctor, right? And so everybody's like, all right, you have to be a doctor because it's in the family, and you're like, no, you just breaking that cycle, right? And that's how you take your power back, right? Because I feel like for some of you, there's like a very different life that you may want to live at this point, right? Being free from some sort of situation. Definitely, I feel like there's something here when it comes to family, for some of you, that maybe your family could be seeing you not in the best way, because definitely you have being, maybe the one that it's like, all right, like the rebellious one, right? There's always one in the family where they're just rebelling against what the family think they should or they have to be in some way, right? So, and, maybe this is also like another thing that's holding you back and not, taking your power back, is not caring what these people think. Again, this is just my interpretation of like how do you get your power back when it comes to a situation. For some of you, I do get a message here about a marriage as well. Maybe, like I said, you had years with this person, maybe even children that, you have together. But there's like a part of you that says, all right, I feel like I'm already done and fulfilled my role in this marriage, and maybe there's something here that is like already not working, and so you're kind of ready to walk away, but you just don't know how. So for that, I keep going to the Seven of Swords, where you have to kind of have like a plan ready. If you feel like in your heart, especially with this Queen of Cups energy, your intuition is telling you that you no longer are fit to play this role in this maybe partnership, relationship, family, or whatever dynamic it may be. I feel like you should follow your heart and follow your path where like it wants to lead you in some sort of way, right? So, yeah, there could be children involved here as well. We have the Page of Cups here, but also the Page of Cups, especially in that, right? It's talking about like that inner child, right? And again, there's something about that inner child where it wants to kind of be free and be creative and be emotional and be whomever they want to be. So that's kind of like one of the messages that I do get here for some of you. I hope it kind of resonates. I don't want to make it very long, this video, because I know that my channel is small, but I hope that whoever's watching, it made sense here. So it's more about building, like that strength and the courage. And like I said, if you already have like in your heart, and it's like it's gonna come like a very heavy feeling for some of you, something like, all right, I just, this is not me anymore, and it's like feels like you're going against the current or who you're meant to be, in the years to come. And I think it happens to a lot of us, most of us, and sometimes people don't follow that intuitive gut, like nudge that we get from divine. All right, let's use the light. Let's see, work your light. Let's get a couple or maybe 3 messages from this deck. So how can you take your power back from this situation, right? We have Mintakan, longing for home, belonging to original light workers. So for some of you, I feel like this is maybe a message if you are feel like there's like a higher purpose in your life. Your light is calling you, right? You're calling back home your soul, your spirit, your higher self. Maybe your intuition wants you to come home, meaning that, I'm just looking at the card, meaning that, there's a purpose of you, as a light worker, right? Coming home into your spiritual path, your spiritual journey with this Queen of Cups energy. because the Queen of Cups is very intuitive. She's very spiritual. She's very kind. She's always in her emotions. So I feel like some of you are meant to actually step up and kind of guide and light your shine your light for other people. And I feel like if you have like very strong intuition right now to do that, I feel like this is one of the message or signs here. Let's see what else. How can you take your power back from this situation? If I don't get a jumper, I'm just gonna pull one. Okay, so I'm getting this one. We have align your life. What is not aligned or needs to change, right? So again, what doesn't make sense for you anymore? That's the question here that's going to probably create the change or shift that you need. What doesn't make sense for you anymore? There's something here where definitely you keep questioning again and again, maybe pushing yourself. Maybe it is that job you keep going to, and every time you go there, you just don't want to be there, right? Because there's something different you're meant to kind of release. And for some of you, maybe the reason why you can't let go is because definitely there might be financial, issues that you may think. But I feel like if you're being guided to do this, you kind of have to trust it in some way. Yeah, I feel like walking away from, let's say, a job that you have like what, let's say 15, 20 years of experience, and you are making money, but it's not making you happy. What does that tell you, right? Yeah. And so I feel like if you have been called to do something like that, again, this is just the message here. I'm not telling you to jump right away and leave your job, but again, use your discernment, your intuition. What is your gut telling you? And I've seen this where I've also made in the past, as my experience, I've taken those risks. I've taken that chance where I had to let go of jobs that I felt like they were no longer, but it was hard choice because obviously my money also left. But then life adjusted, and it made my life a whole lot better because I'm actually, it's just so incredible when you just take that leap of faith. Again, there's something I hear that is not aligned with you. So whatever it is, you need to really let it go. One last one. This is popping out. We have awakening, energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration. So yeah, definitely for some of you, this power that you're wanting to take back is something that you always had within you, but it's awakening right now. That's why it kind of feels weird, kind of feels heavy. It kind of feels like, there's maybe even a part of you that's feeling different, changing, dying, I would say, in a spiritual way, right? Because you are awakening to your true self. You are meant to be this light worker, right? Helping other people. And I feel like your power is already in you, but you are meant to just go with the flow. And the power that you need to take back, or the light, or whatever it may be, is having the courage to walk away from what no longer is in alignment with you. So you need to come into alignment and what you want, where you want to be, whatever guide is. Kind of feel like what is happening for you. Some of you are going through maybe some very deep awakening, and I know this is hold on. All right, guys. So yeah, like I was saying, I lost my train of I had to go through. Anyway, so I hope you guys kind of get the message here with this, taking your power back. Where I feel like your power hasn't been taken away from you. It's just awakening. And it's right now going to require you to take a leap of faith, get some courage, and take that action. All right. And the next card that I want to use is the power to surrender. Let's see. The power to surrender. For some of you, like I said, with this Ten of Pentacles, it could also be like a marriage that if it's not really working for some of you, it's not aligning with you, with how it's maybe, like I said, the dynamic that you have with your partner, right? Something maybe it's kind of starting to make sense. In your life and be like, all right, this is not aligned for me. So yeah, that's where sometimes those difficult choices that needs to be made. But I feel like if you already know, your intuition knows, all your body knows, everything is telling you, hey, I need to do this, just follow it, right? All right, what do you need to surrender? Let's get 3 cards. All right, we have surrender to passion. Get out of your head and feel the fire in your belly. Focus on the people or activities that ignite your passion and let it flow. Another clue here about taking your power back or awakening your power, let's say. I think that title actually sounds a little better. Awakening your power is, what gives you passion, right? What you're passionate about. I feel like a lot of you are waking up to that. What feels your soul, what makes you feel happy, something I feel like it's natural for you, right? So surrendering that you make time go by fast, and you could probably do it all day. All right, we also have surrendering to setting limits. It is healthy to set boundaries in relationships. Practice expressing your needs and remember that no, it's a complete sentence. So set limits. And one of the good things about this is when you set limits or boundaries, especially with people, you're gonna know who's actually supporting you and who's not. People, usually like it when we're like giving and always at the mercy of whatever they want or they need. And sometimes when we start saying no, then you're gonna actually see for yourself. And even the people, you don't even have to do anything. That same people are just the ones that are going to choose to walk away from you. Again, there's a very big message for someone here that setting boundaries is very important. Let's see one more. And we have surrender to creativity. Let your imagination soar. Stay open to all creative ideas and how to pursue a dream or solve a problem. So again, with the Queen of Cups here being very creative, very intuitive, whatever you're being called to do, to step up, to do or create or pursue at this time, something that you're passionate about, right? For some of you, if you want to, maybe you have like your job and maybe you want to start, doing something on the side that you like, that you love, and then go from there. But again, it's taking that action or that initiative and, to do what you want to do. For example, I like tarot. I've actually, this is not my first channel. My spiritual journey started about, I would say 12 to 13 years ago. It was a very amazing story. Maybe I'll do a video on this, but I started with my tarot cards. Actually, these tarot cards are like 11 years old. I got it at Barnes and Noble's, my first tarot deck, and then been with me. And I am amazed. And that is where I go to because I feel creative. I feel good. I connect with myself, with my higher self, with my intuition through the cards and through my oracles. These are like my friends. And so I like to do this. And this was not my first channel. I had channels, but I went through something difficult, where I had to kind of dissolve myself. I mean, it's a whole story, but like I said, now I'm here. I'm back, and I already know, what to do. So again, it's a step at a time. So, but again, if you're being called to do something, to create something that you're passionate about, and your current life or situation is not really supporting that, it's not aligned with, who you are, then again, that's another clue. That's how you awaken your power, not take your power, because your power is already within you. You already have it. It's just sleeping. But we have to wake it up. All right, guys, that's all I have, and I'll see you guys on our next video. I hope this kind of resonated with you, and I'll talk to you later.